G'day world, Chris Hogan and Andrew Grote coming to you live from Me Media Studio here at Burleigh Heads for episode 81 of Get Fact Up. And today we're doing a recap of episode 80 and clarifying the
rolling out of the mobile first indexing according to God 2 days ago. I mean Google.
Yeah. Google God. Cool. So last week we released an episode which basically had people really quietly pooing them pants. I'm trying to put that nicely. Okay, so we had a bit of a outcry on some of our social media channels. People saying that, wait a minute, is my desktop website going to still be indexed in Google search results with this rollout of Google's mobile first indexing? And quick answer is yes, it will. Your desktop website will still be represented in Google's index, but
There's a big but.
Massive but.
So it's not just the mobile first index that you need to be worried about here. So they've said here that there will be no advantage for websites that make it through the hoops of the mobile first indexing. But that's not to say that there isn't a massive disadvantage for people on desktop websites. So for now, you'll still be indexed if you have a desktop website, but there's way more ranking factors than just the way that Google's indexing. So there's time on site, number of pages viewed, conversions if you have conversion tracking, there's bounce rates, there's all that sort of stuff that Google also uses to determine where it places your website, if anywhere. So if you have a desktop-only website, none of those metrics are going to look very good because you got 65% mobile traffic and nobody on a mobile phone likes seeing a desktop-only website. It's just annoying. So beyond the mobile first indexing, there's some very, very big engagement ranking factors that are also being used. So
Telstra just released a business intelligence report for 2018, which basically described the average Australian having 3 internet-enabled devices. 81% own a smartphone. So if your website isn't ranking well in Google, based on the Google indexing mobile first friendly websites, God, that was a mouthful, mobile friendly websites first, then you are potentially missing out on 81% of searches in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
The other ranking factors that we just described may help, which Google says, may help even slow loading desktop-only websites to rank.
If by some miracle that you still get good engagement metrics with a desktop-only website.
Yes.
So the interesting thing that they mentioned here too is there's not going to be 2 different indexing algorithms anymore. There's one indexing algorithm, and this is now the mobile first indexing algorithm, which they're slowly rolling out across the world. Now, it's not going to independently look for desktop websites anymore, is what that means. So if you don't, it's the indexing bot is called the smartphone Google bot now, and that's basically looking at your website as a phone. Is the best way to describe it. So it's a bot that looks at your website as a phone. And if you don't have what it deems to be a mobile website, then it's not going to be too happy about that for one, but it will still index it.
Yep.
Furthermore, if you have a separate website for a mobile that's restrictive, then that's the only thing that's going to be indexed. If when someone views your site on a phone, they're only getting 6 pages as opposed to 200 pages on the desktop, then it's only going to index those 6 pages moving forward. So that's something you have to be aware of. Do you have a restrictive mobile experience as well?
So the simplest way to think about this is act as if your user acts. Always think like your user. If your user is predominantly smartphone, then get on your own website and try and use it from a smartphone. If you cannot navigate to all of the pages within your website easily, if you cannot read the text on your pages easily, if you cannot watch videos, interact with forms, all of these types of things easily from a smartphone, then essentially your website is crap.
Because Google's not trying to be a pain in the ass when it does stuff
No.
like this. It's trying to help its users, and it knows that it's moving towards about 70% mobile traffic. Google knows this. So if Google isn't representing its users properly, then Google's not doing a good job. Google's not running its business effectively, and Google's just a business.
Yep.
So they're trying to do the right thing by all their customers by serving mobile websites better.
Yep. Don't worry about bots. Don't worry about Google. Worry about the user. That's all we're really trying to say here, is if you constantly serving websites or pages that are user-friendly, that is, you've designed them really well for smartphones, then essentially, happy days.
You'll be fine.
That's all. Then all you need to do is get traffic.
And everyone gets a little bit worried about Google updates and ranking and SEO and things like that. It's all just tools it's all just services that Google rolls out to try and serve its customers better, the people using the phones mostly. So if you think of it in terms of the people viewing your website, who's viewing your website? Is it mostly mobile? Are they getting a good experience? You don't need to worry so much about all the technical details. Google's just trying to help the people that are using Google.
Exactly. So I hope we've clarified, what the rolling out of the mobile first indexing is for Google, and maybe, haven't scared you as much, but I still don't want to tiptoe around this. I do want to emphasize you have to have a mobile friendly website. Stop waiting for, I guess the world to swing back the other way, because it's not going to, and be user friendly. That's all it is. Thanks for watching, guys. Episode 81 of Get Fact Up is available on memedia.com.au, and we also have it on our social platforms. That is Facebook, and we also share it out through our personal profiles on LinkedIn and whatnot. So thanks for watching. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
Cheers.